Let us take a few more examples for rules of debit and credit and its application. The first transaction says that machine purchased from modern machineries. See, as I told you that when the name of a person is given here, that means it is a credit transaction. Here nothing being mentioned for cash or by check. So it means that it is a credit transaction. Now here two things that we have is machine and modern machineries. Machine, as it is the part of your asset, so we need to, any increase in asset will be debited. Modern machineries, we need to pay him sooner or later, so it becomes our creditor. Any increase in liability, the rule for increase in liability will be credited, so we are crediting it because it becomes a creditor to us. Secondly, goods sold to Sohan. Sohan here is said to be a debtor for you. So Sohan, we don't have to write a debtor collectively. We need to write a specific name to whom we have sold to, from whom we have purchased. As I already told you that we are going to record these transactions on the happening of the event itself. So you need to remember that to whom you have to pay or from whom you have to collect. So here goods sold to Sohan, your entry will be Sohan will be debited. Why Sohan will be debited? Because Sohan is a debtor and debtor is a part of your asset. Any increase in asset will be debited. Sales will be the part of your revenue. Any increase in revenue will be credited. Okay. So sales revenue and Sohan asset. Rent paid to landlord. See, when we are paying it to landlord, we cannot open a landlord account. For us here means for a business. Every time whenever we are doing business, we have to consider ourselves as a, whenever we are writing accounting, we have to consider ourselves as a business, not businessmen. So rent paid, for us it is an expense. So expense, rule for expenses, any increase in expense will be debited, so rent will be debited. Second thing we have is cash. Cash means it is a part of an asset, so any decrease in asset will be credited. So which asset is decreasing? Cash is decreasing, that's why we are crediting it. Opened a bank account. When you open a bank account, one asset increases and another asset decreases. Here we have two things, cash and bank. So whatever asset is increasing, we have to debit it, and whatever asset is decreasing, we have to credit it. Paid salary through check. Salary, again it will be the part of your expense. Through check, again it will be the part of an asset, because through bank you are going to pay that salary. So here your entry or the transaction will be, salary will be debited because increase in expense, and bank will be credited because decrease in asset. Purchase goods from Kamal. Again here it is a credit transaction, that means Kamal will be our creditor. Purchases is a part of your expenses. Any increase in expense debited, so we have debited purchases. Any increase in liability will be credited, so Kamal we have credited. Next, sold goods for cash. Two things we have, one is asset, another one is sales. Sales will be the part of your revenue and cash will be the part of your asset. Rule for asset says that increase in asset debited. So obviously when you are selling for cash, your cash will increase. That means asset is increasing. Sales, again revenue is increasing. That's why any increase in revenue will be credited. That rule we already discussed. Machine sold. Here again we have two things. Both are from asset side. So cash is a part, cash is increasing and machine is decreasing. You are going to sell a part of machinery. So when you are selling it off, so that will reduce the machine, and at the same time it will increase your cash. One asset increasing and another asset decreasing. So you have to, whatever asset is increasing, debit it. Whatever asset is decreasing, credit it. Depreciation. We have already discussed that depreciation is a non-cash expense. So of course depreciation is a part of your expenses. The rule for expense says that increase in expense will be debited, so we have to debit depreciation here. Machine will be credited because it will reduce the value of your machine. It is a non-cash expense. Non-cash means where we are not going to pay out any cash, but still it will reduce the value of your asset. Okay. Next, last is your interest received. Interest received, two things we have, one is asset, another one is revenue. So cash, again increase in asset will be debited and increase in revenue will be credited. Okay. So from all these things you will come to know that in every transaction we have equal amount of debit and credit, and at the same time there will be no clash. Likewise, whatever the debit we have, we need to have some of the or the other credit. Okay. Likewise, we don't have any bank and bank, rent and rent. There has to be some other account which is crediting. That means here your assumption or your principle of double entry system is being justified. Okay. We are going to practice some more questions. From tomorrow onwards, we will practice how to prepare a journal entry, how to write these journal entries. So today itself, clear or learn all these rules of modern, as per the modern system of accounting.